Hello again, everybody. Welcome back to my videos, or my channel, excuse me. Here's a new video today. We're going to talk about something, I guess, that, I don't know, maybe everybody knows about it, maybe not everybody does, but it's something that's very important when you're out and about, and that's trail food. There's a lot to try. There's a lot to try out there. I'm sadly running out of my favorite, and that's Mountain House. I really like Mountain House a lot, and I think there's a couple other American brands and the problem is getting them over here in Europe, and that's the problem. Amazon won't send them. They won't send any kind of trail food, and if you do see that brand over here, it's a European palate or a European taste, and I much prefer to have that break every once in a while and have that North American taste, or even South American taste, or Central American taste, you know. And you don't necessarily get that here. You get sort of a European slant on it. But one of the probably the easiest trail foods, and the way I go about getting my trail foods is that whenever I see stuff, I go to a store or shop with it, and I see something that interests me, I just buy it, because what I do is I collect it. I have a box here, and I'll show you in a minute. I have about 50 meals in it, and anytime I go out, I'll take one with me, whether I use it or not. If I don't, I put it back. If I do use it, then I try to take the older stuff, or what I like the best flavor, or that kind of stuff. But there's a lot. I'm going to show you a lot of different brands that I find here in Europe. But one thing you don't find here in Europe, but you can, but it's better if you're in America, and that is the MRE. An MRE is a complete meal, probably about 2,900 calories, depends on which one you get, and you have a lot of choice within that. Of course, the problem with it is that it weighs. It's quite heavy, and the main meal in it, which this one out here happens to be beef ravioli, beef ravioli and meat sauce. It's heavier than, because it's not dehydrated. It's all ready to go. You can eat it cold, you can heat it up, you can whatever you want to, but it works very well. And I like MREs. Not everybody does like them, but I do like MREs. You can also go nowadays to the store, and you can get these little meals which are made to put on the shelf. Normally they'd be in the freezer, but they're like pre-made meals, and they come in a little pot, but you have to heat them up if you want to eat them, or you eat them cold. And the problem with that is that you make a big mess. If you're lightweight camping and you're hiking, you don't want to make a big mess. You just want to boil some water up, throw it inside of into the meal, rehydrate it, and then 10 minutes later, put it in your mouth. But here's another one I found. It's called the Outfitter's Choice, and I haven't tried it yet, but I've had it for a long time. Matter of fact, it's gone bad. It went bad 11 years ago, apparently. But it's basically everything you need for the meal already in the packet, and you'd have to cook it up and heat it up. And it sounds really good. You know, it's called cashlake.com, made in Minnesota. It sounds good. I just never tried it because it's just mess factory. You know, I mean, it takes a lot more effort than I really wanted to, especially if I'm, at the end of the day, when you're hiking, I'm ready to relax, and the less work I have to do, the better, I guess. But I haven't used it. But I think it'd be really good using this on like a bushcraft camp out or whatever. But then again, the same stuff's in it. You can buy probably cheaper than this right here, and do what you want to it. But it's another one of those things that are out there. It's not a lightweight. It's actually quite lightweight, but it takes much more effort to use. Now, here in Europe, we have a lot of brands, actually. And one of them, and it's a very well-known one, is called Real Termat. And they make these right here. Now, this right here is this is a little dry tech, it's called. And this is a pasta meal with tomato sauce. This one is a vegetarian meal. And this one is pasta bolognese, actually, which has meat in it. But these are very good. And what you'll see, this brand, is that a lot of countries have contracts with them. They make the NATO meals, actually. A buddy of mine named Skip Hust, he was a Dutch commando, paracommando, and he gave me some 24-hour ration packs, these huge ration packs, and they were filled with those also. From that brand, and they were very good, actually. And I used those until I had no more of them. For a long time I didn't have to buy anything because I had a bunch of them, but they were quite good. Another brand you see quite often here is Trek and Eat. Trek and Eat's a very typical European brand here, made over here. This one happens to be chicken and rice, curry chicken and rice actually. It's quite a good one. They make a whole line of them. Price wise, the Real ones you can pay between 15 and 20 francs. This one right here is around between 10 and 13 francs. Another one I found this summer was called Blab Band. It's a Nordic food favorite, and this is also a dehydrated meal. I paid $10 this right here, and this is goulash stewed, and I haven't tried it. My son and I, we got him to try, and then we turned around and didn't try them. While we were on vacation together, we were driving around. We did a road trip, but quite nice. And I'm looking forward to trying this one out here because I do like goulash a lot. Another brand is the Lyo Expedition brand. This is pork stew with pearl barley. Now, if you see, this is all European pallets, okay, and they go different. Very lightweight, very good price also, and these taste really good also. And this has 334 kilocalories, 83 grams. The problem is that you eat it, it's quite filling, but you don't get as many calories from it as you might want to get while you're hiking, and that's why it's important to subsidize things a little bit by having maybe some chocolate bars with you, some fruit with you. And something else you can always have with you, or like this is Lyo also they make smoothies that you can make, and this right here this one I get this for free. It's from 511. It's energy, but you can also bring your own stuff. Your own. You can make your own stuff like that, or you can bring it with you in a powder form, like like hot chocolate, this kind of stuff. And it's always nice. Me, I'm not so keen on the hot liquid side, like coffee. I don't drink coffee, this kind of stuff. But there are some really good, and I put it away somewhere, but I have these instant coffee packets that you just add the water into it, wait some time, and then you pour it right into your cup. It's completely filtered, and it's filtered coffee actually within the package. So a very, very good idea. I mean, for some, I've bought several of them and let my friends try them, see what they think about them. My son actually, he drinks coffee and he's tried one. Another brand is Travel Lunch. Over here, and there are lots of more brands. This right here, and depends on, this is actually German right here, and this is actually muesli, instant muesli, which is good for breakfast or quick snack along the way. You can throw some warm water in there or cold water or whatever, and then you can wait 3 to 5 minutes or whatever, and then you can have yourself a breakfast. You always one thing you got to be careful of is how much water you put into it, because you can liquefy a meal and it blands it down really poorly. Like for example, spaghetti bolognese. If you put too much water in. So I always say start off a little bit dry, and work it up, mix it up really well, and then close it up and wait 5-10 minutes before you eat it. Another brand which I discovered some years ago while on a trip to Hungary, and it's very good. The food's very good. It's from Finland, actually. It's Tactical Food Pack. And you're seeing more and more of these now here in Europe, around the world. I actually spoke to the owner when they were first starting out, and they're really nice people. This thing right here has 565 kilocalories, or 2,370 kilojoules. So you do the math anyway. So and this is quite good. This right here actually is a rice and pork, but the one I tried from them initially was wild pork and rice, and that was a really, really good meal. I mean, I ate it for lunch. It was that good. I mean, and this is only 115 grams right here, but 565 kilocalories. So it's a little bit more oomph. It's better than 300 to 400 calories, and it takes 10 minutes to really heat up. Get a good taste. 100% natural. That's another thing you got to be careful of. What they put in them. And one thing I try to avoid is what I find in these things is I try to avoid soya. I don't like eating soya. I know that there is soya almost in everything, a lot of things nowadays, but I try to avoid it. It's I don't think it's that good for you. So it's an additive. I find it I just don't want it in my food. But this is a very good brand, and there are lots of other ones out there. Like I said, I would love to have Mountain House if I could get it over here, or some way getting it over here. What I used to do is I used to order it over there from Amazon, have it delivered to a friend's address, and then he would put a bunch of stuff together, and then he'd send it over here, and I'd order like maybe 10 or 20 rations like that at a time of different stuff, and and they have some really. As a matter of fact, my last one I ate was sweet and sour pork, and it was delicious. It was very good. I ate it about 3 weeks ago on a camp out, 4 weeks ago, when I was on the camp out, and I had it. It was really, really good. So there are lots of things you can do. A lot of people make their own meals, their own dehydrated stuff. I'm not too keen on that because what I've seen from it, when I've seen videos, it's quite time consuming. And I just don't think you get the out of it that you really get. I mean, of course, you get the taste that you like, but I don't know. It seems to be very expensive, and I can just rather put that into. I mean, I'm not doing the Appalachian Trail and preparing something like that, And if I was, instead of paying for that machine and all the food that goes into it, I think I'd just rather have something that's pre-made, ready to go, and a taste I'd like, and just go like that, I got a friend of mine right now on the Appalachian Trail. I have no idea what he's eating. I'm waiting for him to give me a packing list. I just find all that kind of stuff very interesting. But yeah, another thing I do, I carry little kits with me. So here's actually a salt and pepper little container. I carry little stuff like that with me because you never know if you want to add a little bit of salt and pepper to something to eat, or and if you bring some fruit, it changes the flavor also by, if you need to get some salt, you've been sweating all day, put a little bit of salt on some fruit, and it gives you a different little bit of taste, but also you get that salt in your system. But normally in these rations, you get enough salt for a lifetime. It's a lot in there. But when it comes to liquids and drinking, I happen to be a Coke addict, so I like Coca-Cola, so I'll maybe bring a bottle of that with me. But best thing, of course, is water. And then if you want to, you can get you some powdered, stuff to pour into your water to give you a little bit the electrolytes that you may need, and yeah, or whatever, So this is all part of it, and if you have anyway, so this is just an example, and just to give you an idea of how much I have. Let me pull it up here for you. It's a little heavy. This is my container full of food. Like I said, it's got probably about 50 rations in it. And I try to keep it stocked up as much as possible. Like I said, whenever I'm out and about, if I see someone's selling something like that, a store, I'll buy some more, But anyway, I want to thank you for, listening to my little brief about hiking food. There's a lot more out there to choose from, and lots of other things. I do also carry with me some bread and some cheese and some dried meat with me because I like to have a little bit of variety. These things, after a couple of days, they can get a little bit old if you don't have the right taste to them. I know I do a trip. I try to do it once a year. I haven't done it in a couple of years now because of just timing and work and that kind of stuff. But I like to take off 3 or 4 days. I travel to Valorbe and I hike. I do a 3-day hike, 2 overnights on the Jura here, and there's a 21-day hike along the Jura from Zurich almost all the way down to, this is the Swiss Jura, all the way down to a place called Sancerre. I used to live in Sancerre for about 16 years, and when you get there to the end, jump on the train, come back home. So it's actually quite nice. It's a really nice hike. Problem there's not much water, but anyway. And along the way, about the halfway point, there's a restaurant at one of the passes, the mountain pass, part of the mountain pass there. And there they have, if you catch it the right time of year, go in there and have you a fondue or something, which sort of breaks the monotony of the hike, But anyway, and it gotta be cool weather, because if it's not cool weather, that's hard on your body, all that fat. But anyway, I want to thank you for coming to my channel again. I ask you to please like and subscribe, and please leave comments. I look forward to any kind of feedback that you guys have. But if you have any other ideas, please let me know. I really want to learn more, and I hope that that this has been interesting for you. Give you some more ideas about food, and these are really good things you can store for several years. You can keep them, and ready to go. There are also other things you can order now. There's a big industry now of selling dehydrated foods for long-term stock, and you can look into that too. I mean, some of them are pretty big 5-gallon buckets, and I guess you can just scoop out what you need, put it in a Ziploc bag, and carry that with you. It's also good to make yourself little bags, or put together menus, or meals when you go on hikes, that kind of stuff, because it can get very monotonous very quickly, eating the same thing day in and day out. So it breaks it up a little bit. And And quite often in the morning, you just want to quickly throw something in there and go, you know, after once you've gotten up and gotten ready. But anyway, thanks again for coming to my channel. I look forward to hearing your feedback, and I hope you all have a great day, and talk to you very soon. Goodbye.